I'm just really proud of the SpaceX team and honored to be partnered with NASA and helping with Jackson and ESA as well. Yeah, just thrilled to be part of advancing human spaceflight, and looking forward to going beyond Earth orbit to the Moon and Mars, and helping make humanity a spacefaring civilization and a multi-planet species one day. I suppose it does get a little bit easier, but it's still extremely intense, and I usually can't sleep the night before launch, and that's true of the night before this one, so I haven't had much sleep. But fortunately, we've got a great team that are really proud of the incredible work the team has done in partnership with NASA, and yeah, I suppose it gets a little bit easier, but still pretty intense, I have to say. Yeah. It's hard to believe that we're here doing this, quite frankly. Feels like a dream. We'll still be obviously coordinating with NASA, and that'll be sort of a free flyer mission with a kind of a big kind of glass dome in the front instead of docking adapter. So it should give quite a different feel for, like, you should really feel like you're in space more than one, because it'll just be you just surrounded by glass, or acrylic technically. But so we're looking forward to that mission. But obviously still be working in coordination with NASA for that mission. So that should be, hopefully, like as the name suggests, inspiration. And actually, I think that's the thing about human spaceflight, is that it's one of those things that makes people excited about the future. You look forward to, we wake up in the morning and think, hey, what's going to be great about the future? It's like, man, if we're out there and we're a spacefaring civilization and visiting other planets and there's exciting plans, I think that's what gets, one of those things that gets people fired up, Yeah, certainly gets me fired up, obviously. It's a great honor to be chosen by NASA to return people to the Moon. It's been now almost half a century since humans were last on the Moon. It's too long. We need to get back there and have a permanent base on the Moon. I think like a big permanently occupied base on the Moon, and then build a city on Mars and become a spacefaring, like a spacefaring civilization, a multi-planet species. We don't want to be one of those single-planet species. We want to be a multi-planet species. So, yeah. I'm funding the Starship program. It's mostly been funded internally thus far, and it's pretty expensive. As you can tell if you've been watching the videos, we've, blown up a few of them. So, excitement guaranteed, one way or another. So it's a tough vehicle to build, because we're trying to crack this nut of a rapid and fully and rapidly reusable rocket. And I apologize, I'm a little slow enough to take care of them, going on not much sleep at all. But the thing that's really important to revolutionize space is a rapidly reusable rocket that's reliable too. So that's really what needs to happen. If that can be done, then the cost of access to orbit and beyond can be reduced by potentially a factor of 100 or more. So that's really what is most important about. It's got to be done by somebody's got to do this. And if you have rapid and complete reusability, then that opens up. That is the gateway to the heavens. That's what we're trying to get done, and the support of NASA makes a huge difference. Of course, we would be honored to fly cosmonauts on Dragon, but I do not have any insight into any potential objections. I'm not sure, perhaps this may be just a communications breakdown. I don't know, but I don't have any insight into it. There doesn't seem to be any obvious limit to the reusability of the vehicle. And yeah, we do intend to fly the Falcon 9 booster until we see some kind of a failure with the Starlink missions, obviously, just to have that be a life leader. And we're just actually talking in the control room, so we're talking with the between SpaceX and NASA, and we're like wondering, what's the optimal number of launches for, do you want to be on a brand new booster, or, well, you probably don't want to be on the life leader for a crew mission, but it's probably good to have a flight or two under its belt for the booster to have flown, once or twice. I think if it was like an aircraft coming out of an aircraft factory, you'd want the aircraft to probably have gone on a test flight or two before, you put passengers on. So, I think that's probably, a couple of flights is a good number to have for a crew booster. And in the meantime, we'll keep flying the life leader. We've got 9 flights on one of the boosters. We're going to have a 10th flight soon with a Starlink mission. And yeah, we're learning a lot about reusability, and it's a hard problem for rockets. I mean, there's a reason it's really, right now, Falcon 9 is the only partially reusable rocket being flown, with the booster coming back and the fairing coming back, but we don't reuse the upper stage or the Dragon trunk. And so with the Starship, we're aiming just like hopefully reuse the whole thing. This is a hard problem for rockets, that's for sure. And it's taken us, we're like 19 years in now. But I think we can see the Starship design can work. It's a hard thing to solve, and the support of NASA is very much appreciated in this regard. I don't know. I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work. It's been 19 years since starting SpaceX, and certainly a lot of adventures along the way. Some tough times and a lot of good times. I'd say it's only recently, though, that I think that I feel that full and rapid reusability can be accomplished. I wasn't sure for a long time, but I am sure now. As you know, I tend to be somewhat optimistic with respect to schedules. I feel I should acknowledge this. So take that with a grain of salt. But I think it's not out of the question that it could be ready for fly people in a couple of years. Otherwise, it's like, hop in, we're going to Mars. No, not quite, not yet. It's got some work to do, but making rapid progress. I think we got to make sure we're accelerating the rate of innovation, and then it could be ready in a couple of years. I think that can be done. Yeah, I think so. We're going to build a lot of rockets, and we're going to probably smash a bunch of them. But I think it will happen. I think 2024. This seems likely. We're going to aim for sooner than that, but I think I think this is actually doable. Yes. Yeah, I was in launch control, and yeah. It's funny. It's the same place, the same launch control at where the lunar missions were launched from. It's pretty wild. It's the same windows, same glass. So it's a little hard to see out at night. During the day, it's a lot easier to see out. The view from the roof is actually better than the view from launch control. But you get to see all the data there. So yeah. I think we're at the dawn of a new era of space exploration.